Alright, hello everyone. We are ready to head out for our 1,000-mile trip. Right now we have 138,500 miles on the odometer, and we have a whole tank of gas, so we'll see how far that gets us. I do have to set up my GoPro before we go. Got some caffeine because it's going to get late. We're leaving a little later in the day, and we're not going to get there until like almost 11 or 12 probably, after stopping for gas and maybe getting something to eat and all that. So we'll see. The Subaru does have cruise control, which is nice as long as people are staying at a constant speed, because it can get annoying whenever you have your cruise control set and then people are going slower and people are going faster and you have to keep changing it, so it's like it's not even worth it. But this car does have cruise control, so we'll probably be using that. Results may vary with gas mileage, but I'm going to try and keep it at 70 or under, because as soon as you go over that, you just start burning through gas. So I'm going to try my best to stay 70 and under, so that way we're saving as much gas as possible. Let me turn this off. That is the AC. I'm probably going to be running the AC the whole time. It's just humid outside, and even if I did just have like the windows down, I wouldn't be able to record some stuff sometimes. And also you wouldn't get as much cooling as AC, so I'll probably just turn the AC on. It'll only probably use a little bit more gas, like 2 to 5 gallons over the course of the whole trip or something. It doesn't use that much. It will add up, but I think it's worth it just to stay cool, even if it uses more gas. So we might have to fill up more often, but I should be able to make it most of the way there, fill up, and then I should be able to make it the rest of the way, because it's actually 500 miles there and 500 miles back. So we'll go there, fill up like 2/3 of the way, and then we'll probably start heading back and then fill up again, and we should be able to make it the rest of the way home. So yeah, let's start our trip. Okay, so the camera's gonna kind of be at a weird angle because I have it on my phone holder. So I don't have to hold it while I'm trying to drive, even though it says we're just going straight for 120 miles. Which is actually pretty nice because you just drive straight. I'm listening to a podcast while I'm driving. But this is a good road noise test, I think, just to like how my voice sounds right now. So like I just sit here in silence for a second. It's not that bad though. I'm just listening to a podcast, or whenever I get sick of that, I'll listen to music. You barely even notice. Right now we're on half a tank. We've gone about almost 200 miles. It was definitely because we were on a back road and we got stuck behind tractor trailers, and then they turn off. So then you're trying to speed back up to the speed limit and get with like traffic and everything, and then you slow down because somebody else is doing something. So I would definitely say though that I'm really a fan of the Apple CarPlay, especially if we're taking long trips like this, because having that 7-inch screen is so nice. Because I personally don't touch my phone at all whenever I'm driving, except for like right now, just hitting record on this video, and I already had the camera set up and everything, so all I have to do is just push one button to get it to record. So I'm definitely not really with touching my phone and stuff while I'm driving. So this is very nice. I guess it is basically like having an iPad in your car, so you are touching that. But it's really nice because like you can just see your whole GPS on there. You don't have to try and look at your phone's small screen. If you did see my last video of me installing this, you'll get to see all about it. But yeah, if like someone sends me a text message, it'll just read it out to me and I can respond to it just by speaking to it. The maps are really nice because you can have it in like a small screen, or you can have it in your whole screen, which is what I have right now. But I actually don't even need to, because it says I'm just going straight for 115 miles. Or if I want to choose a different playlist on Spotify, I can just click on Spotify and then have all my playlists there and everything. So that's been really nice, just like not having to touch your phone while you're driving to like switch playlists, or like if your maps are going somewhere. So that's been really nice to have during this trip. So I'm glad that I did install that before I went on my trip. So yeah, we'll keep on keeping on, and I'll update you guys in the future.
And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. but I've known you too long. It hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you.
So, you know, had to kick it back with the same amazing camera angle. We are right now in bumper to bumper traffic, as you can tell from my rear view. See those two trucks behind me? My Apple CarPlay head unit says that we're gonna get 10 more minutes added on because of an accident. We are literally inching forward and sitting in traffic on the highway where it's supposed to be 70. So that's gonna add a little bit. Hopefully not too long that we're gonna have to wait. Hope you guys are loving this camera angle as much as I am. But let me tell you, if I got a toxic trait, it's that I like gas station food. That's my biggest red flag. I just got this mega smoked. I just got crumbs all over the car. Mega smoked ham and cheese sandwich. Also got chocolate chip muffin. Yes, sir. And one of these Met RX bars, just because they're like, this thing would definitely fill me up. So like, if I'm not full from that, like I got this as a backup. Okay, so I actually didn't record at all whenever I got here. It was just so late, and I had to unpack and stuff, so I just didn't record at all. But odometer's currently at 138,989, so it's about to roll over to be 500 miles, and we're on our way back now. I just stopped for gas at Sam's Club because they're the cheapest around, and we're gonna make our trip back now. So far, everything seems to be fine. I think probably gonna have to check the wheel bearings when I get home because I can kind of tell something's squeaking with the vehicle speed. So I feel like that's the wheel bearing, and I think it's coming from the back left. It's on and off, like it'll be there and then it won't be there. Like I remember on whenever I was on the Pike, a car passed me on the left and it got louder as they went by, but whenever a car passed me on the right one time, or I passed a car on the right, I didn't hear it as loud. So I think it might be that back left one. That might need the wheel bearing replaced, and I feel like my brakes also might need replaced because I can kind of tell that they're squeaking whenever I'm braking and stuff. Even just putting the slightest amount of pressure and stuff, they're braking or they're squeaking. So I feel like those might need replaced at some point too. But we'll see how the drive home goes, if it does it at all. It hasn't done it yet since I just drove here to get gas, but we'll see what it's like on the way home. But yep, we're making our trip home now. Those are the only things I've noticed so far. Everything's going great. Cruise control is working. The Apple CarPlay unit is great, and we'll start making our trip home now. It looks like it's going to be 6 hours and 15 minutes, 418 miles. So we'll start that trip now.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted, you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test, I better not text or I'll come up.
Okay, so it's about 3.5 hours in. We have 3 hours left. Actually still have half a tank of gas left, which I'm surprised with. I think it's because I've actually been able to run cruise control for a lot longer without having to like weave back and forth or anything like that. I've just been able to stay in the right lane basically and just have cruise control set at 70 and just drive. It's pretty much been straight almost the entire way. So I still have like half a tank of gas. I feel like I could make it the whole way back on one tank. It's a little over 400 miles for the drive back, so I think I could probably make it the whole way back. I'll have to calculate my gas mileage, but going 400 miles on 16 gallons in this car I feel like is actually really good. I'm also not running AC on the way back. I'm just sweating it out because it's just me in the car. It's honestly not that hot outside. I turned my fans on 4 and I turned it all the way cold, so it's still saying cold in here. The AC is not blowing. That's the only thing, but it's actually been pretty decent on the drive back. So yeah, I'm about halfway back. It's been 3.5 hours, I would say. Still have 3 hours left to go. And I think the main thing I'm noticing is that the seats, just 3.5 hours in right now, I'm really noticing just like my butt just like hurts. And I don't know if that's like standard in most cars, is that like after you sit in here for like 3 hours that your butt just hurts, or 3.5 hours. But my butt is hurting right now. I'm just like shimmying back and forth and stuff. My back is good. Like I have my seat leaned back a little bit, so my back's not really hurting or anything, but just like all this weight on my butt is just like, it's kind of hurt. So that's the only thing. And honestly, I've been thinking about getting like vinyl seats or something for this car. Not sure how much more comfortable that'd make it, like cushion wise and stuff, but I was debating that. It's not like I drive my car super far very often, but I mean, if I ever did and that would help, I would consider getting them. But yeah, that's really the only thing that I've noticed so far, is just like my butt kind of hurting right now. I'm sure if I get up, if I like stopped and like went somewhere and like got up and everything, it would be a lot more manageable. But I feel like I can do one straight shot the whole 6.5 hours on this tank of gas, which would be amazing. So we're gonna test that out, and I'll keep shimmying around and hopefully my butt feels better. I have got to say, I am so impressed with how long this car made it. For the whole 6.5 hour drive, I did not stop at all. I just drove straight 6.5 hours because I had food, water, I had a C4 drink, so I had some caffeine. And I just stopped at Sam's Club in that last clip that I talked in and filled up the tank. I'm so impressed. So the trip was 420 miles to get back, so I got my calculator here. So 420 miles, and the Subaru holds 16 gallons. So we were getting about 26, it's gonna be inverted, but we're getting about 26 miles per gallon on the drive home, which I gotta say I'm very impressed with. For a stage 2 tuned WRX, I'm not even sure if the highway mile per gallon from the factory is that good, but I mean, maybe the tune actually helps improve on the mile per gallon for the highway. But I mean, I wasn't doing pulls or anything like that. I just set it at 70 miles an hour and just hit cruise control the whole way. And I decided to not use AC on the way back because it wasn't that bad outside. Like I didn't even drive with the windows down. Just having the fans on was good. But honestly, it wasn't bad at all because I was gonna see if I could make it the whole way on one tank. So I made it from Ohio Sam's Club all the way back to Pennsylvania Sam's Club, so I could save money on gas, one thing. So I just filled it up and then drove home. So it was like 10 more minutes maybe added on. This thing did a great job. The only thing that I think I need to check on it is I'm gonna have to check the brakes because they were squeaking, and I feel like wheel bearings should be replaced. The dash is about to roll over to 140,000 miles, so I think it'd be a good idea to replace the wheel bearings, since I think they're due every 100,000, and I honestly do not think the last owner changed them. So they're probably in need of being changed. Same thing with the brakes. Just throw some new pads in there, or maybe get new calipers, discs, and pads, depending on how expensive it is. Definitely in need of a wash. That is filthy. The front end is not too bad. There's just water spots all over it. And also on the back. I feel like maybe it was squeaking because where I was, the sprinklers turned on and it hit the other side of the car, and that's the side it was squeaking on. So maybe it just rusted and then it was getting the rust off. The brakes should be checked. I feel like the pads should be replaced at the very least, but maybe it's not actually a bearing. It was just getting the rust off of it. And as you can see here, this is finally cured. I had to sand this whole thing down, paint it, clear it. It looks very good now. Hopefully it does not peel anymore. So I will be doing that tomorrow too, is hopefully putting that back on. I can't believe I drove 1,000 miles with this disgusting thing on there. So we'll get that back on. But yeah, everything runs great. I'm just gonna give it a wash tomorrow, check some brakes, check some wheel bearings. At the very least, probably replace the pads. This thing did amazing. I still can't believe it did that amount of time just in one trip. 420 miles and getting 26 miles per gallon. That is just insane, I feel like, to get on this thing. With that being said, I feel like there's not much more that needs to go on. That was the 1,000-mile trip in my 2002 Subaru WRX. So we'll end it here, and thank you guys for watching.